What is up, guys? 2009 Mercedes Benz C300. Customer complaint was car cannot get out of park. So the car was in a car accident, and they fixed up the front end of the car. And ever since then, when they got the car back, I guess it's not working. So when I came in, I just trying to, of course, scan the car for codes. But that's the first step. And then first step is this DLC is dangling the connector there. And I check for powers and ground because it's not lighting up my dongle. And yeah, power is not here. I got a 1.9 volts on pin 16. And when I went to the front SAM, which I will just get out and show you in a minute, same thing. Those fuses is a series of fuses on the left upper side of it. None of it has any voltage past 1.9 volts. So I now have to see what all of those fuses have in common and trying to attack that and see why we're having this voltage drop in that, because I'm thinking that's going to probably solve most of the problems here. I don't even have, the radio doesn't work, the lights don't work. I mean, anything in the interior is compromised at this point. I mean, the car will start, no doubt about it, but then the fan, the radiator fan will be on all the time when the car starts. So, you know, electrical gremlins, then we're going to have to deal with. Anywho, just looking at the diagram, so we got this 100 amp fuse that's gonna supply voltage to this fuse 16 is a 5 ampere, and that fuse basically will supply the 12 volt going into the red and green, which is the pin 16 there. And after that, you got the can high and the can low, which I need to check anyway. This pin 6 and the pin 14. Look at the ohm readings, and of course the brown wire check. Make sure my ground is good. I got to load the ground. Make sure it's good. What else? Yeah, that's about it. So pin, what is it? Pin 4. And pin 5 are going to be, well, pin 4 is definitely my ground, and pin 16 is going to be my 12 power. So let me just get set up and show you what I mean by that. So the red and green wire, I'm going to get set up, get some light up in here so you can see what I'm doing, and we're going to see if we can fix up this car today. All right, getting out here, this is the front SAM, okay? So the fuse, the 5 ampere fuse that is supplying power to the DLC connector is that fuse right there, number 5 amp, not number 5, fuse with a 5 ampere fuse right there. So I got my power probe. So I'm gonna just go and check the voltage. One of the legs there, what do I get? 1.9 volts. I get on the other side, similar voltage. And all the rest of these fuses on this side, same story. Look, 1.9. 1.9, 1.9, and also this one, the 7.5 over here. Oh, not that one, the 20 ampere. All right, if I can get my thing on it, because I got a relay in the way. Kind of tough spot, but hopefully I can get to it on screen. 1.9. Okay, so from that 20 volt, all of these fuses 1.9. Okay, so we definitely got some issues there, a voltage drop, a significant voltage drop in that supply, whatever is supplying that. So now I want to go and check that 100 amp fuse, supposedly that's giving power to those fuses. I'm not sure if that 100 amp fuse is supplying power to all of these fuses. Then we'll have a problem probably with the front SAM itself. That's what I would surmise. Maybe the front SAM has some issue. But if it is something separate, then I have to go look at the wiring diagram and take my time and figure out exactly how those things go. But as far as I'm concerned right now, I'm not seeing a 100 amp fuse. I'm seeing basically 240 amperes. Those are the biggest fuses I see. So the 100 amp fuse, I'm not sure where it is located. I'm gonna have to try to do some more research and figure it out and make sure that that's not blown. And I'll bring you guys back and we'll go from there. Oh yeah, since you saw that already 1.9, I'm not sure if I should show you at the DLC itself, but because it does supply the DLC, so that's already proof there that the DLC is going to be about the same. But anyway, just to show you, all right, so my DLC wire, I'm looking for the red and green wire, which is this one right here, right, red and green right there. So we're gonna go trying to do this with one hand while having the light set up and not trying to take the whole day doing this, because I do have to get out of here. Well, anyway, I don't have to have the dongle connected because it's in my way. So that's going to be the first pin on top here. Man, this is harder than I thought with one hand. All right, anyway, so that's going to be that pin right there. And right there, what do you see? 1.9 volts. So essentially, if I were to give if I was to give 12 volt to this thing, I'm pretty sure I can probably talk to the computer. That would be definitely a bypass, and I will be able to check the codes and make sure that this is actually not the power, but the problem for all the issue that the customer is complaining about. So that would be one thing to do, just to kind of really get centered already, focused, zero in on the problem. It's going to be just a feed problem there. We need to determine why we have such a voltage drop. Is it the rear SAM itself has some problem internally? The pin fitment or something got, whatever happens there happened there, or the 100 amp fuse itself is not doing anything else. So that's hard to say, because I need to figure out what that 100 amp fuse actually what does it feed. Does it feed all of the fuses on the rear SAM, or just those particular fuses that are not working properly, or that's not getting enough voltage supply there? So that's research we have to do, and yeah, that's just diagnostic. We're going to be here most of the time. It's going to be just doing research. So I'm going to spare you all this boring thing, and I'm going to dig in, and I'm going to come back, and we'll see what we got. All right, guys, so about an hour and change later, I think now I'm definitely on the right track. I'm gonna try to go run down quickly. I'm still at the customer house. I'm not done with this thing yet, but I think I'm pretty close to having a diagnosis. So what I want to say is, first of all, this is the pre-fuse box, they call it. It's right here next to the battery. In this pre-fuse box, there is a 100 amp fuse inside of it, and there is a wire, the cable attached to it. So this is the output, right, or the outlet. And this cable right here goes straight now to the front SAM, and it goes to this right here. This is the same cable, and it plugs in somewhere down there. I know I don't have my light on me. I don't know what I did with the other flashlight, but so if you follow that wire, that one comes in and tucks into right there. All right, this is the one. What I'm doing right now basically is just looking for continuity, just to make sure I'm on the right wire there. So that wire right there, or the cable, if I come back here with my lead and I touch that right there, you can hear it. No, we don't have light there, sorry guys, but that's basically the 100 amp fuse, just like the diagram show, which I will post to let you know. So definitely on that side there, I'm getting system voltage or battery voltage. On this side, I'm getting about 2 point something volts. So I got about 10 volt drop. Now the problem is, how do you even, and the drop is of course in the cable, not in SAM or nothing like that. Look at what I got as far as like what to work with. The cable runs underneath that, and this white box, I don't know what to do to remove it from here in order to even gain some type of access. Then you got the brake booster right in the way, so wow. Long story short, the quickest repair is going to be this bypass wire. It's just going to have to be a bypass wire. We're going to have to bypass all of this wire. Have a new wire running from that SAM that pre-fuse box right there, run alongside the other wires, go all the way inside of here, and gets connected to that. That's the only way that I see that repair is even possible. There's a voltage drop. I'm not sure why. Customer doesn't seem like they have rodents around here, so it's pretty that's gnarly. I'm not even sure what's going on here. That's pretty gnarly. Like, why would this cable have a voltage drop? What's happening here? And that's the only one, mind you. Every other, you have how many of them? 4, right? All going to the same direction in the back there. At least from as far as I can see. I'm not seeing underneath the, yeah, but it does go underneath the, what seems to be AC line maybe, or coolant line, whatever the case may be. It does go underneath that. And I know it's not shorted because then it would have blew a fuse, so it's not shorted. So something under this, from here to there, is causing problems. And again, so trying to figure that out, I would just, I don't think that's what I want to do. First of all, I don't even know how to take off this thing right here, right in front of me. Looks like it has a bolt in the middle there, or nut. Not sure that's all you need to do. There's another nut there, another nut at the bottom. And even if I took it off, it'll just be for me to slice open the wire harness, and they're trying to find some type of break in this wire, which is, I'm not sure even how this happens. The accident was right here in the front, never even went all the way down there to the back. And why would it be just that one cable and not anything else besides that one cable? So I'm trying to look inside here to see if I see anything else, any signs of anything, but honestly it's impossible to see anything at all. This is just yeah, so I don't know, but I think that's going to be my fix. How to tap into these wires and bring them over here, that's going to be a dilemma. First of all, I don't even know who sells a cable that can just go from here to there, so that's not going to be possible. So most probably I'm going to have to do some surgery, cut off this big wire, find a way to splice it in, and make sure you got a very good seal on it, because it's a very thick gauge wire, because I got to use this portion of it. I was not going to find it anywhere else. That portion is crucial there to connect to the SAM. So yeah, not fun job at all, and it's getting dark now, so I'm not even sure. I'm going to just leave this till tomorrow and come back and fresh and trying to see whether I can, yeah, because this white box where the SAM is sitting, I'm not even sure how you would take it out. This side doesn't seem to have bolts. It has some type of, I don't know, looks like some rivets or something. You see that in the back there? Right there. I'm not sure what that is, you know, but it seems like it's not going to budge. So, and I lost a 5 amp fuse underneath it. I can't even get to it anymore. Maybe I could just remove the, no, I don't think it's going to help me. The fender liner. Is it a fender liner underneath? Yeah, it is a fender liner underneath. Hopefully. Well, no, not on this side though. Anyway, so that's the gist of this problem right now. I feel like I got a diagnosis. I located the wire. What I could show you now is just what I'm talking about. What kind of voltage I'm getting from this side of the wire, and what kind of voltage I'm getting on the other side of the thing there. So I had to remove the battery, which I'm going to put back, and everything else, and just focus on now. Actually, no, I'm not going to put the battery back, because I do have to, in case I have a cable long enough from this to that. That's what I would prefer to do. But if I don't, then I will go in the rear SAM, and I will tap into this other wire here, right there. I will tap into that other wire, which is a similar gauge wire, and to try to tie this one to that one somehow, some way. So if I go at the bottom of it, and I will twist them together, and I will tape it really thick tape there. Trust me, it's not the best repair, I know 100%, but it'll just give me a definitive proof of concept. This is just, I feel like I'm already headed in the right direction, but this will definitely confirm that for me. Anyway, let me go ahead and do some work rather than just sitting here and explaining. All right, this is just to show you what I meant. I'm gonna get this power probe. All right, and we're gonna go at the end of this wire here. Oh, is it even on? I'll make sure my power probe is on. Where's my, there's the other wire. Alright, man. Alright, so power probe is connected. So I'm going to go to this wire right here as shown, right there. Let's look at the voltage. Right, nothing here. Right, and that's the same wire we just tested the continuity, and you heard it over here. Oh shoot. Over here. Oh man, that's wires. Right there, system voltage 11.4. Right, same 100 fuse wire, cable, whatever. Right, so the same one we just tested for continuity. You get 11 volts there, and over here you get nada. Earlier I was getting 1 point something volt, or 1.9, 2.4. Right now I got nothing. So yeah, let me go ahead and take care of this stuff. Again, hey, before we go crazy, I'll just show you that I'm not kidding. We're gonna go back there with the ohm meter. I'm gonna stick the wire, one of the leads right there for the multimeter. Multimeter sitting there, reading OL right now. I got this end of the cable. We're gonna check for continuity to make sure that's the wire. Right there. Right there. 1.5 ohms of resistance in that wire. So what's the problem? I don't freaking know, bro. But that's the right wire, no doubt about it. And you can see full system voltage on one side, nothing on this side. So there you have it. All right, so I took this wire, the cable, the one that's white here, and I kind of like opened it up, make a hole in it, and I put this black one in there, and I kind of like, I took some of the sheathing out or off of it. So now we have that sandwich there. So I'm just gonna tape it up really good, and plug everything back on and see what happens. All right, cool. So the repair is done. As you see, taped it up really nicely. Put everything else halfway back together. Now we're just gonna check the voltage on this wire. Remember, used to be nothing there. At some point it was like 2 volts. Now, let's see. There you go. We finally have battery voltage on that one. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug it in. And I'm gonna try to go in the car and see if now the DLC connector works. And then we'll take it from there. And now we can check those fuses that used to be not working. Only have almost ground. And see what we got now. There you go. I don't know if you can see. Light is blinding me, and that's the fuse that I lost. I just put a fuse that I found there, 13. It's a 30 amp fuse, which is extremely high for what it calls for. But this is just temporary, guys. I will go ahead and put 5. I don't usually carry this type of fuses. I got many fuses on me. You don't get to work on German cars a lot, but I don't never shy away from any job. I'll go and I'll look at stuff and I'll try to figure it out. And most of the time, you can with the help of God, of course. Alright, so now the lights are on inside. There was no light before, as you can remember. Alright, I think let me see here. Alright. Alright. Start the car. All those messages no longer in the dash. Alright, it's not turning on. I guess I got a voltage drop on the battery side, or I'm getting very weak because of all of these things that I've been doing. But let's check the radio, if it works now. But the radio still doesn't work, but definitely the light work. Let me check the DLC. see if it'll work. 1 second, guys. Just put you down while I connect this thing. Oh yeah, look at that. That's my dongle. Works. All right, so at least we've fixed up some things. Let me go now put everything back together, because that was I couldn't gain access to that. That's the reason why I was doing everything else. Now it's time to go and diagnose the actual issues that he had, which I don't even see on the dash. It used to say something about the ABS and everything else on the dash right away as soon as you went on to on position. No longer there. All right, so let me go ahead and hook up the battery again, put things where they need to be. It's probably it's going to take me about a good half hour or more to put everything back together. I did have to, this front SAM, you can't get access to it. You can yank it out unless you take out the cowl and everything else, unfortunately. Mercedes design sometime, and BMW, they have this very, very strange ideas, I guess, they want you to take it to the dealership. Either way, let me go ahead and make that happen. This is my rig that I did, because I took the battery out, so I have my jumper cables. I'm going to just remove all of this crap before I run into problems here. Alright, cool. Let me just go ahead now and put everything back together, guys. I'll catch up with you once I'm done. Then we're going to run a full scan and see what we got, and if the codes are gone or the customer complaint is resolved. I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be, but we'll see. Alright, I just wanted to show the wiring diagram. The car is already diagnosed for most of the issues. It was related to a power feed going to the front left SAM. Okay, so what was my process? I came in, of course I couldn't communicate with the diagnostic DLC, so from then I decided to go and just briefly check the fuses before I even got into the wiring diagram and whatnot, and I noticed that a lot of the fuses weren't working, especially on the top left corner. All of those fuses in a row, basically 7.5 amperage, 7.5 amp, none of it was working. Anyway, so I came in, I wanted to just make sure that the DLC worked, and the DLC was part of those fuses at 5 amp fuse. I showed it in the video. So this is basically showing you once I get here to the diagram. So this would be the front electrical pre-fuse box, which is the one right next to the battery, that little box there. You can't see the fuses inside, nothing like that when the battery is in, but you will probably have to remove the battery. That's what I did, remove the battery, and then you can gain access to it and trying to take it out of there, releasing some of the cable there. Anyway, so once I get in there, when you open up the bottom, it is a little small door, as I showed in the video, and then you will see the 100 milliamp, 100 amp fuse. So the fuse right there, fuse 105, and it's a 100 amp fuse. It is going to fuse number 16, and fuse number 16 is at 5 amp fuse in the rear SAM. The fuse fuse 16 is the one that's responsible for giving power to the DLC. So I knew once I gain power to that fuse, I probably will gain power to the rest of those fuses that are in the row. So that was my diagnostic process. I just wanted to prove that I had power coming from basically the pre-fuse box right here. Because after I have power here from that side right here at the pin number 31, which is that big bolt there, or nut, once I have power here, power should continue flowing all the way to the rear SAM, the front SAM. And if you didn't have power all the way to the front SAM, well, in my opinion, the only issue you're going to have is some shortage in the wire. Wire is, damaged somehow. And I show in the video that the wire is extremely difficult to get to. You have the heater hoses in the way. You have the AC hoses in the way. You have, the firewall. It's just, so I opted to try to find a quick fix for this customer. Again, the car was in an accident. They just spent a bunch of money trying to fix it, and it's not even like a premium fix. You see the hood has all kinds of scratches, so that's a junkyard hood that they got to try to fix things. Anyway, so long story short, quick fix. There are 2 to 3 power wires, 2 of the same gauge wire that are going to that fuse right here. One of them has power, it's good. So what I've done basically is tapped into the power from that one and supply power to the other side of the fuse box. That's about all I did. Very basic repair, but sometimes this is all you're going to need to do for a car that's this old. It's a 2009 car, 12 years old. Probably got tons of miles. Not the best looking car, like I said, been in a significant crash lately. Anyhow, so that's where we are. So far, I'm just checking the codes here. So I just wanted to show you that. So I'm done with this computer now. We can just put it up. That was just all for my service info. Now we're gonna go into the different codes we have here. So let's see. Alright, so the charge movement flap cylinder 1 is faulty. I'm not even sure what that means. What else? I want to just look at the current fault, which I don't see any current. Everything is just stored. So I'm not going to worry about anything that's stored. Okay, this one. Communication with the audio is fault. I can tell that's true because this is definitely not working. So that'll be another day, honestly. Diagnosing this, make sure the power and the grounds are there. But right now, tire pressure sensor, I'm not worried about that. All right, this was what's going to happen. What was happening early on, I believe. All of these fuses that were not working properly. Windscreen wiper is faulty. This is also because I know that that's not working. So yeah, there may be other things we need to look at, but not tonight. I've been here long enough. I think I've been here since almost 4 hours now, between diagnosing and actually fixing that thing. So yeah, I'm not going to worry about this. I'm just going to try to erase everything there, see what we have left, and trying to go from there. Hopefully most of the codes will be gone. There you go. So already I can see that the ECM doesn't have any faults, or the DME, whichever one is it. Which one is it for these things? DME is what, for the BM? Anyway. Okay, so let me just pause it. Once I finish. Alright, car has started. No problem. I've erased all the codes. We don't have any codes so far, so good. The 2 main issues that the customer had when he called me was the turn signal is not working. So let's test that. And as you can see, turn signal is working. The main concern was you couldn't get out of park. Okay, so now I'm on a break right now. And let's see. Oh yeah, we're in drive right now. Nice. All right, so these were the 2 main concerns of the customer. Both of them have been addressed, and now pretty much, I mean, that's a very strange problem. I mean, how does the cable, this thick cable right there, how does it fail between here and there, and that's only one cable that fails, and all the other cables are okay? I mean, I have like maybe 4 cables going through, the same pathway behind here, all the way down to the SAM. What is going on with that? Very strange. I mean, I'm still stumped. I may have to go do some more digging, maybe to see if there's something that I overlooked. Maybe this one particular cable goes to the rear SAM and comes back in the front. I couldn't see well there, so I'm not sure. If somebody has any experience with this issue at all, just want to chime in, definitely be my guest. Please do so, and see if that's a possibility there. Anyway, I'm gonna just end the video here. I'm gonna check like I said, the wiper switch, see if it's working. And the way I'm going to do it, I'm going to actuate the wipers from the computer, see if it'll bypass the switch. If that happens, then we just need a switch. That's a quick situation. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't work at all, which I don't think it's been working for a long time. You can see the windshield, You can tell you right there, telltale sign that the windshield wipers are not working for a while. The windshield is very dirty, and the car's been driven like today or yesterday. Anyway, so let me go try that. If it doesn't work, we'll just call the combination meter, I think they call it, whatever they call these things nowadays, on the switch. And that's about it. All right, guys, thank you for hanging out. Hopefully you learned something today, and comment